Hey team, so I've been for a walk. The pasta sauce is still cooking. I've turned it back on because I went for a walk, turned it off obviously to do that, but I've turned it back on. But I'm gonna just quickly show you something I'm gonna cook on the side with this for dinner tonight. So this is like one of my favorite things to cook on the side. It's real easy, it's quick. This probably only take 5 or 6 minutes, I hope. And it's peas. I love peas. So I made a couple of references in other videos to kidney stones, and that's all about eating too much broccoli, which I'll fill you in another time. But peas are definitely my second favorite veggie after broccoli. And as far as I know, they don't give you kidney stones. So we're gonna just chuck in like 2-3 things in the pot, like a smaller one. I'll just grab them out the freezer. Hang on. Some Nuttalex or butter if you'd rather. Peas. And also we're going to use half an onion. So this is quick, cheerful, not too much preparation required. Half an onion, I'm going to cut that. This has got no garlic in it and no oregano, which I know is unusual. But basically, it's the thing that, you know, we're talking about Italians and my Nonna on this day, because it's her birthday, 99 years today, if she was with us. But it's the one thing she would always forget and leave on the stove cooking. Christmas, Easter, I don't know what it was. It was always like we'd be sat down to eat as a family and she'd be like, oh no, I forget the peas. So the peas were often part of dessert because like we'd already eaten. But anyway, so I'm going to grab the pot out of the cupboard here. I did tell you I'd already washed, which I have. A small pot, yay big. I'm going to chuck it on the stove, put it up. I'll put a little bit of butter in the stove. No, I'm not. I'll put the butter in the pot, like that much. Like that's a teaspoon, like a heaped teaspoon. So it's probably worth 2.5 teaspoons or something. That'll go in. When that melts, I threw out my little rubbish bowl already, so I'll just put it over here where that is. When that butter melts, I'm going to add the onions and let them fry. So let's just wait for that to happen. I'll quickly put this away while we wait. These are so good to have on the side when you're having pasta or lasagna with this red sauce. I don't know why, they just go really, really well together. And it's really, really basic. Something to put on the side of your plate. I'm going to use this salt this time. This is a bit of a fancier salt. Now this is from the Three Blue Ducks, which is the restaurant at the farm at Byron Bay. It's also available from the Three Blue Ducks. You know, usually the W hotel chain has the Three Blue Ducks in it. So there's one in Brisbane. You can usually buy it from there as well. But every time I go past the farm, whenever I'm driving down to the north coast of New South Wales, which is no time soon due to the lockdown, no deal situation. But the chili salt's awesome. They also do this killer oil. Let me show you. Now, I've deliberately not used this oil. Here it is, Three Blue Ducks. It's a smoked olive oil, extra virgin. It's so good. I deliberately haven't used that in the sauce because you want to use this when you're dressing veggies, you know, or cooking like an oil-based pasta sauce. If I were to use that in the red sauce, you wouldn't probably get to taste the flavours of it because the actual flavours are overtaken with the meat or the tomato itself. So it would be a waste to use it in the red sauce. But for these peas, it'll be ideal because we'll put a little bit of oil and butter in these. So you can hear that butter's melted. So I'll chuck in the half an onion and let that do its thing. So again, the onion's ready to have anything else added to it once it starts to go sort of see-through. So I'll give that a minute. I might try and find a lid for it. Yeah, it's not the right lid, but it'll do the trick. And then in a minute, we've got here, this is, what's this, a kilo of peas? Yeah, there's a kilo of peas. I've probably used a little bit out of it already, so I'll probably end up using, I don't know, maybe half a kilo of peas with this. There's 4 of us eating tonight, so that's plenty on the side of your pasta. So there it is. The onion is really going see-through in that pan. It smells so good. It's literally just no garlic. It's just onion and butter in a pan. Oh my God, a pot. What is my problem? cooling at pans all the time. So that's about the time now that I'll put the peas in. So let me do that. Right, you can see I've put the peas in. I'll drop one. As I say, that's probably about, I don't know, half a kilo or something like that. So I'm just going to stir that a little bit so they get all in there and the onion will start to come to the top. I'm going to put the lid on and I'm going to leave that until the peas go, well, they cook, but they kind of shrivel up a little bit. So you don't, it's okay if you overcook them in this case, because when they come off the stove, we're going to dress them again. So I'll leave that for a sec. Right, sorry about the different change of aspect every time I'll come back to the stove here. So see how, like, normally you might go, yep, they're cooked. And you could eat them like that, but I reckon they're heaps better, in this case, a little bit overdone. So I'm just going to let them keep cooking, because you'll see how they end up at the end. Just work in progress. Next time I'll show you them, they'll be in a bowl and I'll dress them, because I haven't put the salt and the oil in yet. I might not even put the oil actually, because the butter looks like there's enough in there, so it might just end up being the salt, so I might just do that now. Right, so I'm going to put like a pinch of that awesome chili salt. So that's probably like, I don't know, a teaspoon maybe, not quite. I'll just stir that through and that might do us. I'll taste them when they're done and I'll decide then if I want to throw a little bit of that smoked oil in. I probably will, just because I can't help myself, it's such delicious oil. But worst case scenario, that's how you're looking. As I say, little go back on, let it cook down a bit. It's probably been 5 or 6 minutes cooking now, maybe 10. So give it another, just, I don't know, play it by ear, see how it looks. When they start to kind of go like this, have a look. You'll see how they really start to kind of go a little bit. See that one there is a bit of a weirder colour. They'll kind of all go that darker green. That's what you want. Alright, catch you soon. Right, so here's the finished product of the peas. I tasted them and they're very well salted. And I was probably a little bit too heavy-handed on that butter, to be honest. So I'm definitely not going to add any more oil, because that'll just be overkill. But that's how they look. And so we'll have them in a minute with the pasta when we're ready to have dinner. So you'll see some photos, I'm sure. Hope you enjoyed it. Ciao.